This morning, I will be taking you management. Before that, let me just introduce myself. My name is Valentine Olalikon Jegede, and I will be tutoring you management. Today, I'll be going straight to the introduction of management. You see, management has been something that has caused a whole lot of controversies when it comes to definition. A lot of people, a lot of scholars have come out with definitions of management in various ways and in various forms. But in order not to bore you, I just want you to first of all sit down, sit back personally, and ask yourself personally within yourself, what is management? Take a pause on this video and just try to imagine it. And after that, play this video back and we'll continue. Now, you see, before you can compare my definition and other scholars' definitions to your own, just follow me. You see, I will be talking about three major scholars' definitions, and one of those scholars' definitions is the generally acceptable definition. Now, let me pick the first scholar I have on the board. That is Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett said, management is the act of getting things done through people. Now, if you go through that statement, it somewhat explains what management is. Take, for example, you have a firm. You are not the only one that will be doing the production process, the security process, the marketing process, the accounting process. Now, it's something that has to do with bringing people together and helping you achieving the goal of generating profit in that firm. Only you cannot do the in and out of the business. So therefore, she is correct by saying management is the art of getting things done through other people. Now, Henry Fayol, the father of classical school of thought in management, said management is the act of controlling and coordinating human resources in an effective manner towards achieving an organizational goal. Controlling and coordinating. It's also correct. When you have material resources on ground, it is very one thing that is very important is that you have to have human resources on ground to help you utilize those material resources in order to achieve your goal of producing utility, in producing goods and services that will be consumed by your customer. And that was why I said it is the act of coordinating and controlling human resources in an effective manner in order to achieve an organizational goal. Before I go to Johnston now, I want to let you know that even personally there as you're seated, you can just think, what is management to yourself? And the day I was doing my own research, I actually came out with my own definition that says management is the act of judiciously utilizing both human and material resources in an effective way to achieve an individual or organizational goal. That is the truth. And you might ask me, why did I say individual goal? You see, in an organization, every individual in an organization has an individual goal, and the organization as a whole has its own goal. So therefore, it's not possible for you to achieve an organizational goal without achieving an individual goal. Now, Johnston was one that propounded the generally acceptable definition of management, and he said that he defined management by the functions of management. I have actually highlighted them here, and Johnston said management is the art of planning, if you want, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating of human and material resources in an effective manner towards the achievement of an organizational goal. And do you know why it is generally acceptable? Because it is comprising of all the functions of management. And the best way to define anything in life is by majorly defining it by its function. Meaning that when you capture all its function, there is nowhere that your definition will be found wanting. And that's why its definition was the generally acceptable definition. I come again. It's the act of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating human and material resources in an effective manner towards the achievement of an organizational goal. But without wasting any further of our time, let me just briefly brush through these functions of management. Now, you ask yourself, what is planning? Every day we plan. Every day every day we plan. Every day we manage our time, we manage our resources. Now, the process of you managing your time and resources actually starts with planning. Now, what is planning? Planning is the act of strategizing, and that means the act of setting a goal and strategizing how the goals will be achieved. So every day, every individual and every firm actually plans. Nobody, you can't do without planning. You can't succeed without planning. Maybe you've heard of this saying that says, if you fail to plan, you actually plan to fail. So when you plan, if you fail to plan for something, you have actually laid down a plan to fail in that something. That is just the logical truth. Now, organizing comes in next. Now, after putting your plan in place, what comes next after planning? It is organizing. After you have planned, there are a lot of things you have to put in place to make sure that your plan succeeds. The process of bringing those things in place, especially your human and material resources, putting them at the right place at the right time will enable you to achieve your organizational goal. And what makes that possible is organizing. So organizing is the art of putting human and material resources in the right place at the right time in order to execute your plan, in order to achieve organizational goal. That is organization. Now that's organizing. Now staffing. Now by the time you have set up or you have put all your things in place, the next thing you do is to start, like putting the human resources where they are supposed to be. It's just so funny when you actually have a school and you are going to employ a teacher to come you are employing a doctor to come and be working in a school as a teacher. It doesn't make sense. That is a wrong way of staffing. But the correct way of staffing is, now you build a school, you need teachers. Definitely you have to go out there and look for teachers and not mechanics and not engineers to come and be teaching students in school. The same way you go to a bank, it is not right to see a doctor behind the counter at the bank counting money when they are supposed to be in the hospital treating patients. So staffing is the process of putting the right human resources at the right place at the right time. It's just a subsection of organizing. You know, organizing comprises of putting both human and material resources in the right place at the right time. But this one has to do with just placing human resources at the right place at the right time, like this, putting the right person in the right office on the right task to do the right job. Now, directing. Now, by the time directing comes up after staffing, and the reason why is by the time you put everybody or every human resources, every material resources where they are supposed to be. Now, directing is just like giving order, telling your staffs, telling your subordinates that this is what we want you to do. This is what we want to achieve. So it's just very, very simple. By the time you tell them, they have an idea of what your organizational goal is, and by so doing, they will work harmoniously with themselves, and they are going to help you utilize your material resources effectively just to help you achieve your organizational goal. That is where directing comes in. So it is the act of controlling, commanding your human and material resources in an effective manner to achieve an organizational goal. Now, controlling, you see, the problem is, a lot of people mix controlling and directing together. They are two different things. Now, controlling is just more or less like you set a goal. When you set a goal, you set your plans on motion, and you just start observing. And in the process of observing, you collect data, you check, then later on, you check maybe your plan, the plan that you have set in motion is driving you towards achieving your goal. But by the time you make your analysis of your data, of your readings, and you discover that your what's it called? Your outcomes is nowhere near your goal, then controlling comes in. Then you now go back to your strategy, you remove something from your plan, you add something new, then you are actually taking the act of controlling. Now, what do I mean? Controlling can be defined as the act of taking corrective measure when your plans are deviating from its set goal. For example, you own a pure water factory. Now, you said you want to be generating a profit of 2,000 naira daily, and you know that you have to produce 150 bags in order to achieve that. Now, by the time you start production, you are producing 80 bags per day. You discover that 80 bags per day cannot give you a profit of 2,000 naira. Then what do? You have to actually go back to your plan and see where it's meeting. You cannot check, okay, I think I need more workers or I need more machines. So if whatever it is, you cannot decide, okay, I need more workers. You go and hire more workers and put them into your factory, and you check again, okay, we are producing 150 bags daily, meaning that your goal can be achieved. So it is the act of putting a corrective measure on your plans when your set plan is going away from set goal. Now, coordinating is just simple. You know, in an organization is broken into segments. Don't worry, later on in our subsequent videos, we'll be talking about management by system or system management. Now, every organization is broken into a system. Now, the act of making those systems working in unison is known as coordinating. Like in an organization, you see the accounting department, you see the marketing department, you see the production department, you see the transportation department, and so many other departments you find in an organization. Now, it is the act of coordinating that makes those departments work in unison, work in group. Or let me even put it like this: it is the act of making individuals in the organization work together harmoniously in order to help achieve your organizational goal. Now, as you can see, I briefly explained, you can do your further readings on planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating before we meet in the next class. But before I also go, let me just highlight the characteristics of management. There are 5 to 6 characteristics of management. The first one you see on the board is universally applicable. Now, that one is just so simple. No matter where you find yourself in life, no matter what stage, what country, what nation, wherever you find yourself in life, you apply management. Anywhere, management is the same thing. It never changes. Number 2 is it depends on knowledge. It is based on the knowledge you have that will help you determine how to manage whatever it is, whether human resources, whether material resources. It depends on the knowledge you have. Transfer of knowledge. Now, meaning that the knowledge of management can be transferred from one person to another. What you know how to manage today is not based on what you know before, but someone taught you. For example, the way you manage money. Your mother, your dad might have taught you how to manage money. But as kids, you don't know how to manage money. You just squander the money and all that. But later on, daddy and mommy sat you down and taught you, no, you don't spend money on this, you don't spend money on this, this is what you spend money on. And lastly, before we go, I will just talk about flexibility, so that when we come back in the next class where we stop, we are going to continue. Flexibility just means that management is flexible because humans are dynamic. When I mean humans are dynamic, based on characteristics, we are different from one another. So meaning that the way we do things will be different from each other. But it does not mean that we will not achieve the same goal. But that is what makes management flexible. The way Mr. A will do something is different from the way Mr. B will do it. With that, let me just wrap this up so that when next I come back, we are going to start from, is management a science or an art? Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, and please remember to subscribe on our page, and see you next time.